So the Halliburton is one other issue that Nigerians are wondering why this government hasn't touched.
But recently you have seen that the president have directed that something should be done about it. And I can assure you that by that something is going to be done about it. In fact, you know, it was the lack of political commitment of the previous administration that has made it that Halliburton also this time has not been concluded. Whereas in other countries, the company has been found guilty and they have been sentenced as well as the people there. But here in Nigeria, since the time of late Yar'Adua up to this time, nothing has been done. And there were allegations, there were revelations how people collected money. And I think this is why we have this administration that is committed to make sure that those kind of things are punished. In fact, I think this is one of the things that the president has to do to show that really what he's telling the international community, that corruption should not be allowed to continue in Nigeria, so that they will believe him, because they have some countries have really convicted those who are involved in the Halliburton. And I think the president cannot allow that to go scot-free. People will be prosecuted, and anybody who is found guilty certainly is going to face the wrath of the law.
Mr. Musa, there's a school of thought that believes that this war against corruption is just all about rhetorics. And yes, we heard about commitment, but nothing really on ground. Yes, there are cases that are being looked at, but what's the guarantee that these cases will be conclusively seen through? I mean, there was a time when your party was talking about setting up anti-corruption courts to ensure that the cases are seen to conclusive end. How would that work out?
Yes. You know, some of these things cannot be done over the night. Probably some Nigerians are used to military approach to things. Unfortunately, the 16 years of the PDP, which ought to have transited the Nigerian people from the military way of doing things to a democratic way of doing things, has not been done. So this is why maybe there are things that some of these things are being slow. You know, under the democratic system, there are processes which must be followed. We'll have anti-corruption court by God's grace. I'm very much sure the Attorney General of the Federation is committed to having those courts. But this, I think, that requires not only changing the laws, or rather enacting new laws, but some of the things demands amending the Constitution. Because whatever court that you may have, it will not have the same coordinate jurisdiction as High Court unless you make amendment to the Constitution. And I think in collaboration with the judiciary as well as the legislature, the executive will make sure such things are done. And probably they may be looking into the area of talking with the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, probably, and some states, to see that some judges are assigned particularly to treat these corruption cases, just like the way it was done with the issue of the terrorism, where some specific judges were given that so that we'll have speedy trial. So I'm very much sure when we get to the time of the trial, things will be done speedily. In any way, now that we have the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, which has really made the trial to be speedily done, I think we'll see a lot of changes, particularly with this administration that is committed to see that things are done in the right way.
All right, okay, we'll come back to you for our closing moments. Sanusi Musa, we have to go quickly to the newsroom to take another look at the headlines. We hope to get to Victor Matthias and see what we'll be looking at. And when we come back, we'll wrap up that and also look at another perspective. Don't forget that we're also live in Davos. We'll be speaking with Harriet and Bosin, our correspondents covering the economic forum there in Davos clusters. Now, Victor, I guess you're set with us on another look at the headlines. Well, thank you very much, Victor. We go straight to Abuja. We'll still have Sanusi Musa there, and he's a member, a legal directorate of the All Progressives Congress presidential campaign. He's also a lawyer. We've been looking at the fight against corruption by the Buhari administration. Mr. Musa, before we went on break, we were looking at some of the styles and also looking at some of those areas that the government has tried to touch on. Going back to what occurred yesterday at the United Arab Emirates, and looking at the treaty being signed by the government of Nigeria and the UAE. Does that give you some kind of relief that this fight, irrespective of where those alleged to have plundered the nation's resources are, they will have fair dealings in the exchange and extradition treaty signed by the government? What informs that? Is it a case of Nigerians being wanted by this government already in the UAE, or there's some kind of intention of some moving out just in case your government has that information already? Your party, I meant to say.
Well, I'm not in position to know what information the government have, because I'm
as a member of the APC,
not really a member of the government.
But
being what it may, you see, one of the good attributes of a leader is being proactive, having the vision. It has been over the years seen that some people will steal Nigeria's money and run to Dubai. We are living witnesses to whereby some people that think that they have stolen money and they want to get away from justice, they run to Dubai, and when the government that they think cannot do anything to them is out of power, they will come back to Nigeria. Perhaps because there was no such agreement before with the government of Dubai, and that there was no any political commitment from the previous administration to get to those people that have run to that country, rather not only Dubai, to the United Arab Emirates. Nothing was done to make sure that such treaty are put in place. But with this government, with this president that is serious about making sure that all avenues for corrupt officials to hide is make sure that he protected, he failed. That is why he was proactive in going to United Arab Emirates to sign such exchange and extradition treaty. And I think it is one of the ways to make sure that nobody get away with his misdeeds against the Nigerian people. It's really give me a sign of relief, and it really give me a sign that good things are coming our way, that nobody can steal our money and run away to the United Arab Emirates and invest it there. And I want to believe that with what had happened, that this is a sign that not only there, even those who run to the Caribbean countries where they go and wash their money and bring it back to this country, the president will reach there. With that, I think the world now is a global village. There will be no hiding place for anybody who commits such crimes against humanity, because corruption is really a crime against humanity, where you subject the entire people of the country to acute poverty, lack of good health, lack of education, and any other things. That is why the president is out there, because he's in touch with the Nigerian people. He has gone around, he has seen the hardship Nigerian people are going, and he's committed with members of our party. We are committed to make sure that APC bring about a positive change to this country within the shortest possible time. And we want to make sure that in the next 4 years before the next election, everybody will see the difference between the 4 years of APC and the 16 years of the PDP. That is what the president is doing, and every sensible, right-thinking party member will be in support of the president. Not only party member, all Nigerians people, those who love this country to go out of this shenanigans will really support the president. We are in support of him, we are in support of his team. We pray for them to succeed.
And the big difference, you agree, is between your government, that the APC government and the PDP government, is to see that this government doesn't shy away of also looking into the affairs or allegations of some of its members.
Yes. Certainly, this government cannot do that. Because you see, Mr. Suleiman, it's not the question of just you saying that so-so person is corrupt on the pages of newspaper. For goodness sake, if you have any fact, the president has said times without number, if you have any fact, any evidence that shows that any member of APC is corrupt or he has participated in any corruption, write to the agencies. They will take it up. Nobody will cover anybody. That is not the intention of the president. That is not the intention of the people of his government. It's not enough for somebody to go to the pages of newspaper and be saying a particular person is corrupt. That is, it is not done that way. You don't try people in the media. Do the right thing.
All right, Sanusi Musa, member, legal directorate of the All Progressives Congress presidential campaign, who will say many thanks for being such nice company on this program this morning. We've been speaking with Sanusi Musa, a member of the legal directorate. And Sunrise, we'll take a moment now, we'll return shortly to look at the same matter and another perspective. And don't forget, we'll be going to Davos, Switzerland, where we'll be bringing you update on live events that will be happening at the summit today.